All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Pinkerton Outdoors. My name is Ross, and right behind me, I have my brand new 2025 Nucanoe Unlimited. And I wanted to take a quick moment here just to walk through the kayak with you, show you how I've rigged it out for this year, and I think you're gonna like it. So let's get into it. All right, so starting off at the bow of the kayak, I have this Minn Kota power drive trolling motor. This thing is awesome. It's worth its weight in gold when it comes to kayak bass fishing, especially for tournaments. If you're trying to make long runs, if you want to be able to maneuver the kayak from a standing position, or if you want to use the spot lock on it, there's just a lot of pros to this style of a motor on a kayak. I have the trolling motor wired through the kayak using Nucanoe plugs, one here at the front and one at the back of the kayak. Moving back from the trolling motor, I have the navigation lights right here. I'm using the Guardian Angel Micro, and this thing is awesome. I just love this thing. You know, you can take it inside after you're done fishing, charge it up, come back out here, slap it down. I have it mounted right here to the Nucanoe gear pod. I'm one of those people that hates running wires through the kayak if I don't have to, and this option lets me have nav lights without having to run wires. You got red and green on the front. This thing is awesome. Shout out to Kayak USA on YouTube for making a couple of videos on this. That's actually where I learned about this thing right here. All right, moving back into the gear pod. This is where I keep a lot of my tackle. I have a 5 amp hour Nucanoe battery that I run the fish finder off of. That just powers the actual graph itself. It doesn't run the active target or the module or any of that stuff, just the screen itself. Tackle, scissors, pliers, band-aids. I keep a couple of tools in here for fixing things on the kayak, like a screwdriver, a set of wrenches. That's pretty much all that goes in the gear pod. All right, so moving back from the Nucanoe gear pod, I've got the foot steer rudder, the foot control rudder for the rudder on the back of the kayak. That's mounted there on the left side of my kayak. Right next to that, I have my Lowrance Elite FS 7-inch screen, and I'm running the active target with the Railblaza Hex 360 live pole. So far, I've been pretty happy with all of those things. Moving on back, the 360 Fusion seat from Nucanoe. Man, that is by far the most comfortable seat that I've ever sat in myself. I love how you can swivel the seat all the way around. That's pretty nice. And on that seat, I'm rocking the kayak cushions just for added comfort. All right, so moving on back from the seat, I have this Yak Attack Black Pack, and I've got 4 rod holders attached to it. And I have an extra rod holder on the side, so that gives me 5 total rods in the back of the kayak. I usually keep 1 or 2 rods with me in the front, but sometimes I just rock 5 in the back and that's it. Inside the Black Pack, I have a 54 amp hour lithium battery from Dakota Lithium. That's what runs my Lowrance, runs the module for the active target, and I also have a USB port in the back here. That's where I run my GoPro from. I love having it strapped down to the track itself here using these Nucanoe straps. Keeps it really secure. All right, moving on back from the Black Pack, I have a Newport Smart Battery box, and inside there I'm rocking a 100 amp hour Dakota Lithium battery, and I've got it plugged in here in the back of the kayak using the Nucanoe plug. You know, I just like having the box. It kind of keeps the battery out of the elements, out of the sun, but it also has a breaker built into the box. So that's super nice. I love having that added bit of safety. I don't want to burn my kayak up because I have some sort of bad wiring going on. All right, and last but not least, I have the rudder right here on the back. The rudder helps a lot with the fishtailing effect that you get with the bow mounted trolling motors. A lot of times the kayak will want to start drifting one way or the other, and it's just nice to be able to have that rudder down, keep tracking straight, and you can also use the foot steer to make slight adjustments left and right. That's where the huge advantage for active target is actually going to come in at when you're trying to stay lined up on a fish. If you're trying to get into active target or live scope fishing, just being able to position your kayak straight is probably the biggest part of that. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the walkthrough of the 2025 Nucanoe Unlimited. Hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough. Now I'm going to take you guys out on the water, put this thing to use. Hopefully we can go catch a bass. Let's do it.
Get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Start my day. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face.
Alrighty guys, we are out here on the St. Johns River. It's January, it's winter time, and we just had a whole bunch of cold weather. So I'm not exactly sure how well the fish are gonna be biting today, but I just wanted to get out here and show you a little bit of why I think this Nucanoe Unlimited with the bow mounted trolling motor and the foot steer rudder is the ultimate kayak for fishing with live scope or active target. When it comes to fishing with active target or live scope, I think one of the biggest challenges that we face as kayak anglers is just trying to keep our kayak pointed straight in the same direction. You know, especially if it's windy or if you're in like a pedal kayak, you're constantly pedaling just to kind of turn yourself left and right. You always have to have one of your hands on the steering control just to stay on line with what you're trying to scope. The reason why this is so good is because I can put the trolling motor on a very low setting, let's say like 2, you know, so it's just barely creeping forward super slowly. And then I can use the rudder to adjust left and right. So I have the ability to keep my kayak pointed completely straight without using my hands at all. And I think that's what really sets this kayak apart. There's something out here right in front of me. It looks like it might be a couple fish out 60, 70 feet in front of me. So let's give a cast out there and just see what we can do. The reason why I like this spot out here is because there's a big deep hole. All out here to the left of us and behind us is like shallow. It's 6 feet, 7 feet deep. You get out here in this one little area and there's a deep hole that goes down to like 20 feet deep. I think the bait congregate over the deeper water and the bass just hang out down there and wait for good times to come up and school on them. You know, a lot of times when you're fishing with active target, fish like to follow your bait for a long time. And the key is going to be getting the bait in front of them while they're pretty far away still. Like you want to get the bait in front of them while they're still 60 or 70 feet away. That way they have a long time to follow it. The farther they follow it, I think the more likely they are to bite it. They just feel like they're kind of committed. Trying out a new bait today also. I got this Berkeley drip minnow. It looks really good. It's really, really similar to what they're really eating out here. I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here. That's it. Berkeley drip minnow, 5 inches. Probably ought to be throwing like a 4-inch size today because, like I was saying, the cold weather and everything, but there's one right there, 30 feet out. Come on and get it. You know, one of the other huge advantages that this kayak has over other kayaks that I've been in is the ability to stand while you fish most of the time. And you can stand up, got plenty of stability, and you can just fish. You know, you don't have to worry about steering left or right. In the old kayak, I would have to sit down to reach the steering. And in this kayak, you know, if I want to go left, I just go left. If I want to go right, I go right. It's pretty nice just being able to fish, not have to worry about the boat position as much. You know, I can cover a lot of water, fish pretty fast like this. Just go down this bank here real quick, throw a swim bait around, a little small 3.8 Kayak, you know, nothing fancy. But I just kind of want to show you how nice it is just to fish out of this kayak. All right, let's say I want to fish this riprap really good. I want to make sure and hit every little spot. Well, I'll just hit spot lock. All right, we're spot locked. I can make my casts, fish this bank really well. See if there's any bass up here shallow against this rock here. Okay, I've fished this bank, no luck. Let's keep on moving. You know, when I was first looking at this kayak, I was kind of curious how much the trolling motor would get in the way of casting up here in the front, but I can still skip right here in front of it, and honestly I could even scoot a little bit further forward just to kind of get out in front of the motor a little bit, but it's really not an issue at all. Let me skip this bait up here underneath this dock a few times. I mean, it's really just like a dream kayak for me. I can spin all the way around in it. I don't really have to worry too much about tipping it over or anything. Let's just go fish down in this creek for a second and then we'll come back out. Oh boy. Hopefully these guys can't swim. I wonder if there's any bass starting to think about spawning up in here. I mean, the water's too cold for him right now, but this does look like a pretty juicy little spot, doesn't it? Well, it's not quite time for them to be up in here yet, but someday. No fish today, guys. It's just one of those tough winter days out here in Florida. But I hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough of the kayak. If you're looking for a kayak like this, I bought this kayak online through ecofishingshop.com. They sent it right to my door. No damages at all, no hassles. But yeah, that is gonna wrap up the walkthrough of the kayak, the Nucanoe Unlimited. What a great kayak. I'm super, super happy with this thing. I can't wait to go fish some tournaments and hopefully cash some checks in this thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.